I want to sell this watch.
He was holding the same watch when the little girl walked in trying to sell it. That sentence took 9 years to make sense. Stay until the end. My name is Nathan Hale. I am the son of Roland Hale, founder of Hale Capital Group. The future built for me was spotless and suffocating in equal measure. I met Alara at a hospital charity gala my family's foundation had organized. I came because my father believed being seen mattered, even when caring was optional. She wore a dark blouse, natural hair pulled back, and small gold studs. She moved like someone who had mastered the skill of being present without performing.
You work here? The gala is down the hall. Are you not coming?
Patients do not wait for galas.
That sentence stayed with me. I came back 3 days later with paperwork nobody needed me to deliver. Then I came again with no excuse at all. I stood outside the hospital at 9 at night holding 2 cold brew coffees. That was the proposal I could actually mean.
I know every reason you should say no. I am asking anyway.
This does not mean I trust you, or your family, or where this is headed.
Fair. I just know I want to go there with you.
Our love grew in ordinary places, diner booths, traffic with the windows down, and weekend markets where nobody cared about a last name. She let me be less polished. I let her be less defended. That scared us both more than anything else could have. She let me meet her mother in a small kitchen filled with good food. Her mother watched me cut my chicken and said something I should have listened to more carefully.
A man raised with money can still love honestly. The question is, what happens when the money screams louder?
She stood in the center of my apartment with both hands clasped below her stomach and told me the one thing that changed everything.
I am pregnant. Did you hear me?
I knelt with my forehead against her stomach and made a promise I did not fully know how to keep.
I will not let them erase you. I will not let them erase this baby. I swear.
I gave her the watch that night, silver, heavy, and scratched near the hinge. I had engraved the inside myself, for our time.
No matter what happens, this time is ours. Her name is Alara, and I love her. That should be enough.
Then Alara received a call that her grandmother had taken a bad fall. The timing felt wrong, but family obligation is not a switch you can simply turn off.
They said my grandmother fell. I have to go. I will be back by evening.
The car never reached Savannah. What I was told was an accident. What actually happened was quieter and far uglier. The vehicle swerved off the shoulder. By the time emergency services arrived, her memory had shattered into fragments she could not name. My father's people moved faster than the ambulance report. A funeral was arranged. A coffin was kept closed for mercy. I buried Alara without ever seeing her face. The months after that hollowed me. I worked. I traveled. I said the right things in a voice that sounded like mine. People called it maturity. It was obedience. I never married. I came close twice. Both times something stopped me before the ceremony. My father called it unresolved sentiment. I called it an unfinished grave. Alara woke in a county hospital with no understanding of her own life. She could speak. She could answer questions about the present, but the past was gone. An older woman named Miss Greta took Alara home after she was discharged. Not because of sympathy, but because she refused to let someone fall through the cracks. The watch stayed with Alara every day. She did not know who had given it to her. She only knew that whenever someone suggested selling it, panic immediately took over. Years passed the way hardship passes when no miracle arrives. She worked whatever jobs she could find. She was patient with Ren and careless with everything else. Ren grew into the kind of child that shortage creates. By the age of 7, she understood how money could change the way adults behaved. The day she found the watch, her mother was asleep after another dizzy spell. Ren opened the drawer, searching for emergency money. Her fingers touched the silver watch instead. She turned it over. She pressed the latch. She saw the engraving. She could not fully understand the words, but she understood value. Children raised in shortage learn that before anything else. That was how she ended up in Atlanta, not because of destiny, but because one desperate, child-sized decision led to another.
I want to sell this watch.
I knew the watch before I even touched it, the scratch near the hinge, the weight, the impossible reality of seeing that object sitting on a shop counter in front of a hungry child. I opened it. For our time. 9 years between one sentence and the next collapsed into a single moment. I felt like a man standing at the edge of everything.
Where did you get this?
It belongs to my mother.
Yeah. What is your mother's name?
Elara.
The shop disappeared around me. Not physically, completely. All 9 years collapsed into one name. Elara. She was alive, and that child was mine.
You do not have to sell this today.
I do. My mother is sick. She needs medicine.
What if I help your mother first and we figure out the watch later? Because someone gave me that watch to hold for safekeeping. I would like the chance to explain that.
She reached into her pocket and pulled out a folded clinic card. I looked at the address and the medical notes. I was already moving. I drove myself, no assistant, no phone calls, no preparation for what I was about to see. The room was hidden behind a laundromat and a tire shop. I stopped at the doorway and grabbed the frame because grief returning without warning can feel like a physical udar. Elara was lying on a small bed near the window, thinner than my memories. Older than 9 years should have made her. Alive. That single word carried more weight than anything else.
Who are you? Ren, who is this man?
My name is Nathan.
Her name moved across Elara's face like a passing storm. Something inside her reacted. Then it disappeared, and I understood that the woman I loved did not know me.
I do not know you.
No. No. You do not.
I moved them to Atlanta within 48 hours. Not to the Hale estate. I placed them in a quiet, furnished home under my personal protection. Elara accepted my help with suspicion. Memory loss had not taken away her instincts. She watched me like someone searching for what was hidden beneath every conversation. Doctors confirmed an old, traumatic brain injury. Episodic dissociation made worse by years of untreated stress. Her memory had shattered during the accident and healed around the pain.
The scarring is old. Emotionally charged triggers can unlock access. Full recovery is possible, not guaranteed.
Can it come back? All of it.
I brought food I remembered she loved 9 years earlier. She ate it without any sign of recognition. I said nothing. I let Ren decide the speed of trust.
You look at me like I owe you something.
not O. Remember.
Do not do that. Do not say things that make my head feel full.
I am sorry. I am sorry.
She asked me that question while I was tying her sneaker. Children do not wait for perfect moments. They ask the things adults are too afraid to say.
Why do you look sad when my mom is sleeping?
Because I am trying to remember something important.
Maybe you should sleep more too.
That laugh came out before I could stop it. It surprised me. I had not heard my own happiness sound that free in years. I started investigating quietly. The accident report, the funeral documents, the timeline of calls from my father's office. The truth slowly appeared. It was worse than I imagined.
The car was intercepted past the county line. The funeral used a different casualty. Same highway, same night.
The coffin was kept closed. The paperwork was managed. Your father's office made 3 calls that week.
My father had not just lied, he had planned everything. The intercepted car, the fake death, the hidden hospital records, and the silent payments all connected into one horrifying truth. I walked down the hallway toward his study, carrying 9 years of evidence in one hand and the rest of my life in the other.
She was carrying my child. You buried a woman who was still alive.
I looked at the man who raised me and finally understood 2 things at the same time. He loved me in his own way, and that way was terrifying.
Elara decides if she ever sees you. You do not come near them without invitation. No. You managed me. She made me.
That evening, the storm arrived. Wren had been restless all day. She kept opening and closing the watch. The adults around her moved like people waiting for something they could not explain.
Wren, please stop the clicking. Put it down.
She suddenly ran into the hallway before anyone could stop her. We thought she had gone to the common area, but she was nowhere inside. Outside, the rain grew heavier. The search lasted only 11 minutes, but it felt like the distance between one life and another. We found her beneath the covered entrance of a small church 2 blocks away. She was soaked, shaking, and holding the watch tightly against her chest. Elara dropped to her knees on the wet pavement and pulled her daughter into her arms so tightly that Wren first tried to breathe, then finally broke down into tears.
Do not leave me. Do not you leave me.
I reached them moments later. My lungs were burning. My heart was still trapped in the fear that I had almost lost my daughter the same way I had lost everything else. The watch slipped from Wren's small fingers onto the wet concrete. I picked it up. It opened by itself. The engraving caught the church lights. Elara looked at the open watch. She looked at the words, "For our time." And I repeated the exact words I had spoken the night I placed it in her hands 9 years earlier.
No matter what happens, this time is ours.
Everything returned at once. 9 years of pain without a name. The apartment, the watch, the confession, the accident, the hospital room, the child standing beside her.
Nathan. You buried me.
Children close the distance that adults create when grief becomes too heavy. Wren stood between us because that is what children do. They hold broken pieces together.
Do not come near me like memory means I am standing where you left me. I am not that woman. I am every woman who came after her.
Are you my dad? Dad. Then where were you?
I was not where I should have been.
Are you here now? Are you here now? Okay. Then do not go again.
Months later, during a school program under a large tent, Ren forgot her lines halfway through. Her eyes searched the crowd in panic. Then she found us both, together, and she smiled so completely that the entire room seemed brighter. Ilara reached for my hand, not secretly, not for appearances, simply because it had finally returned to where it belonged.
This time is ours.
That night on the balcony, I placed the watch into her open palm. I told her, this was never mine after the night I gave it to you. I was only holding the pieces.
They stole 9 years. They do not get the rest.
Some things wait patiently for the right person to find them. A watch, a name, a child who never knew what she carried, only that it mattered too much to let go. I learned to distrust any version of love that requires someone to disappear. If protecting a legacy means erasing a person, then that legacy was never worth saving. So let me ask you something. If someone stole 9 years from the person you loved, what would you do with every year that came after? Here is what I carry with me now. First, attention is not love until it survives the moment the world tells you to walk away. Second, a child carrying something too heavy will always find a way to place it in front of the right person. Trust the child. Third, people who erase others to protect their legacy eventually lose everything they were trying to save. If this story reached something honest inside you tonight, I am glad you stayed until the end. Press the like button so this story can reach someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe so you never miss the next story. Tell me in the comments, have you ever been erased from someone's story? Or have you ever found someone the world told you was gone? Sometimes a single story at the right moment can change the way a person sees the people they almost lost. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening all the way through.